Let's find the period and then sketch the graph of the function y is equal to 3 secant of 2x plus pi divided by 2. Initially, what we need to do is we need to place this equation in standard form. And to do that, we'll be pulling out a 2 from each of these terms here. And we'll get y is equal to 3 secant of 2 times x plus pi divided by 4. Now this tells us quite a bit of information. It tells us, number one, we're going to vertically stretch our graph by 3 units. Number two, the period of our graph is going to be given by 2 pi divided by 2. And so we're going to horizontally shrink our graph in half. And then finally, we're going to apply a horizontal shift, which is given by pi divided by 4. We're going to shift it to the left. So let's sketch this graph by just first graphing secant x and then applying our transformations. So here we have the graph of secant x. And if we apply our first transformation, we'll call it number 1, our vertical stretch, what's going to happen is all the y values are going to be multiplied by 3. So our graph is going to change as follows. Now, if we apply the second transformation here, our horizontal compression by half, so the period is now pi, then the entire portion of this graph is going to fit in between 0 and pi. So our new vertical asymptotes are going to be given by pi divided by 4. And our other new vertical asymptote is going to be given by 3 pi divided by 2. So let me go ahead and draw a new picture for our graph here. And then for our last transformation, we're going to shift everything over left by pi divided by 4 units. And so one complete period of our graph will look like the following. Let's find the period and graph the following function. Again, first we want to place this in standard form. And to do this, we're going to go ahead and pull a 2 out of each of these terms here. And we'll get y is equal to tan of 2 times x minus pi divided by 6. And this gives us 2 pieces of information. Again, it tells us our period, which is determined by this 2. And so the period is defined to be pi divided by k. And so this is going to be pi divided by 2. And this number over here tells us we're going to have a vertical shift, a horizontal shift. To the right by pi divided by 6 units. So if we start off with our graph y is equal to tan x, then we only really need to be concerned with the interval between negative pi divided by 2 and pi divided by 2, because our original function tan x is periodic. And any transformations we apply to tan x will follow through. Now, what we want to do is we want to shrink the period of tan x by half. And so this is going to go from pi divided by 2, from pi to pi divided by 2. And so our new horizontal asymptotes are going to be at negative pi divided by 4 and pi divided by 4. And the remainder of the function is not changed. Then we can apply our last transformation and horizontally shift everything to the right. So we're going to have a new asymptote at pi divided by 6 plus pi divided by 4. Over here, and we'll also have one at pi divided by 6 minus pi divided by 4. And so we'll get a graph that looks something like this.